Justin.
I'm Travis. Welcome to Wrestling Junkie.
The video today we'll be doing our Backlash predictions video, and I'm pretty excited for this pay-per-view. The crowd last night for SmackDown was really insane. It seems like they're really excited for it, so I'm sure tonight the pay-per-view will be insane crowd-wise, and hopefully the matches deliver as well. But yeah, what's your thoughts before we get into our predictions today?
Yeah, I think a lot of these matches are going to be like a little bit different because you're going to be used to seeing people on one brand, but then after they win or lose the title, depending on which matchup it is, obviously they're going to be going to another brand, so that title will be going to, you know, the other brand, obviously. Yeah. And this is one of those matches, actually, with Bobby Lashley getting shipped to SmackDown. He could very well take that title to SmackDown now.
Yeah, and like you said, our first match is going to be the triple threat match for the United States Championship, where we have Austin Theory defending against Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley. And who do you have and why?
I'm going to go with exactly what I just said. I think Bobby's going to win to take that title to SmackDown. Since Raw is going to have their brand new title, the Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I think Bobby's going to take it home to SmackDown, the original place of the United States Championship.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Austin Theory. I think it's either going to be him or Bobby Lashley. They're both on SmackDown, and I think it only makes sense to have the SmackDown champion on SmackDown since the IC champion is on Raw now, and Bronson Reed is on Raw, so it kind of balances. So I do think it's between them two, and for me, I think Austin Theory is, since he's the United States champion, they're just having the draft, I think they have plans for him going a certain way, and they have probably bigger plans for Bobby, whether they put him in like a big feud with somebody, maybe they reignite the feud with Bray Wyatt, or maybe they even put him in like a title picture for a pay-per-view down the line, maybe for Night of Champions, Money in the Bank, whatever. But yeah, I am going to Austin Theory. I think there's a lot of great matches you can have with him now that he's on SmackDown. There's a lot of great, like I said, matches with tons of talent over there. So yeah, I'm going to go with Austin Theory. Yeah, on to the next one. And for our next match, we have the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair taking on Io Sky. And who do you have?
I think I'm going to go Bianca. I just don't think she'll drop her title to Io. Not that Io's bad, obviously. She's great. But I just don't see that happening necessarily. I think they have like a lot of things they could do with Damage Control. I think a lot of people are expecting like a full split eventually. Maybe soon, maybe not. We don't know. But yeah, I just don't really see her dropping the title to Io. But I would like to see that actually, because I think that would make the whole Damage Control like storyline interesting. Because obviously Bayley wants it. I mean, they all want it obviously. Yeah. But yeah, Bayley I think is the like main one like pursuing it, you could say. But yeah, Io, I just don't see her dropping it to her. But if she does, that'd be great. But I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, for me, I am gonna go with Bianca as well. I think Io, talent-wise, has the ability to be a champion. However, she doesn't have that star power. She doesn't have that like big name draw yet, like a Bayley or a Bianca or a lot of other people you have on that roster. So I do think Bianca will get the win here. It will be interesting what they do with the women's title. Obviously, both will be defended tonight. Bianca, the Raw Women's Champion, but is now on SmackDown, and Rhea, the SmackDown Women's Champion, but now on Raw. So, interesting way you can go. But yeah, I think this will be a very good match. It's probably going to be one of my match of the night contenders. I think Io is phenomenal. Bianca, amazing as well. So yeah, I think this match will be amazing.
Yeah, and if Io does win, it could kind of be like you say. Like, this could be her moment. That's like, all right, now she is going to be, you know, like a star in the company. Yeah, sure. This would definitely help her to win a title at Backlash, but I just don't think it'll happen. Not yet, at least.
Next match, we have the best professional wrestler of all time, Omos, taking on Seth freaking Rollins. And who do you have?
Yeah, Seth's gonna win.
Yeah, I think that's... I don't really know what the point of this match was. I think it's just to have Seth on the show and Omos on the show. I think you could have had two different matches for either person, and it would have been just as good. But yeah, I guess this is what we're gonna get. We're both gonna go Seth, I guess.
Yeah, this will definitely be an interesting match. I don't expect it to be a long match like at all. That's like kind of like a typical thing for Omos matches. Pretty much every match. But yeah, they could make it interesting, but I just don't really see this match as being too great. But hopefully they surprise us.
Yeah, we're both gonna almost here. And for our next match, we have the SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley taking on Zelina Vega. And who do you have?
I think it's kind of obvious. Not that Zelina is bad, obviously, but Rhea just got her title, and I just don't see her dropping it this quickly. I don't think they should. Everyone loves Rhea. She's definitely become like one of the best women's wrestlers right now, like top 3 maybe. And yeah, I just don't see her dropping her belt to anyone, not just because it's Zelina, but literally anyone.
Yeah.
I think she'll hold it for like a pretty long while, or at least hopefully, because I like to see her as the champion. But yeah, I think this match will be really, really, really good though. They'll probably have like a lot of like fake counts, you know. It'll get right there to 3, and it just won't happen for her. But yeah, I think Rhea will win this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rhea as well. I think Zelina, last time on SmackDown, she got a big pop with LWO, Rey Mysterio, and Bad Bunny, but I think that she isn't obviously the main draw of the faction LWO, but, I mean, obviously because you have Rey Mysterio there, but I think the crowd is starting to get really behind her, and so are, like, just fans in general. So I think there will be, like you said, some near falls where she's about to win, but Rhea kicks out at 2 9/4. And yeah, I think Rhea will get the win here. Like you said, she feels like, in my opinion, probably the fan favorite of most on the women's side. I think most people enjoy her character right now and just enjoy her matches because she's really good. And like you said, she just had it for over a month now, so it would not make sense to her drop it right now, especially for how big she is as a star now for WWE. And like you said, she's one of those people where she's a heel right now, but she's a fan favorite in everybody's eyes, and everybody loves her. So
yeah, the only way to me that it could possibly make sense for her to lose is because she is switching brands this Monday. So if she loses, maybe that'll be like a thing where, you know, she could go to Raw and, you know, they could kind of like figure that out, like who gets the belt, what the contendership looks like for it. But yeah, I just don't see her losing. That's probably the only case where I think it would make sense, is because she's going to Raw.
Yeah, we're both into Rhea for this match. For our next match, we have one of the 3 possibilities for the main event. We have Cody Rhodes taking on Brock Lesnar. And who do you have and why?
I'm going to go Cody Rhodes. You know, it's just one of those things where I think he could, not that he could use a big win, because I mean, he's already like, you know, that guy on the rosters, like on both rosters. It doesn't matter. He's a favorite no matter where he goes. But yeah, I just think he, like, a big win for him like could help a little bit maybe, because he obviously didn't win versus Roman. So I think this could be like a redeeming kind of factor. I think it's kind of like what you said about like they just trying to like the Seth Rollins and Omos match where you just kind of wanted both of them in, and you definitely want both of these guys in if you're WWE, you know, the 2 big draws. But yeah, I think Cody's gonna win. I don't think there would be a reason for Brock to win necessarily. There's no like, I don't see like a direction for him just yet, like what they're trying to do with him. So yeah, I think that would just make sense if Cody won. And yeah, hopefully he does, because I like to see it myself.
So you said you don't really see a way that Brock wins. The only way I see Brock winning this match is if they're going to go down the John Cena 2012 route, where Cody Rhodes just loses at WrestleMania like John Cena did versus The Rock. Then he goes on this path of having to build himself back up. That was kind of one of the things that everybody like put out almost immediately when they seen Cody Rhodes and Brock the night after Mania, because it was like, we've seen this 10 years ago or 11 years ago now. What are we doing here? And it's kind of the same route. However, I don't think they're doing that, and if they do, I'll be very surprised. And like that being said, I am going to go Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's Cody Rhodes. He's arguably the biggest star right now, even over Roman, just because even though he's only reason I would have him over Roman is just because he's there every week, every house show he's there, and Roman not really. However, Roman's double champ. He's Roman Reigns. He's Roman Reigns. So it's really hard to not say that Roman's not the biggest star. But getting back to the main point.
Yeah, if Cody's not the biggest star, which I kind of don't think he is, I kind of still would say Roman. But what I would say is Cody's definitely like the fan favorite out of the entire company. Like anytime he comes out, the crowd goes wild. Everyone loves him. He is obviously a really, really good performer in the ring. And yeah, I think it just makes more sense for him to win.
Yeah. Going back to like the point of like how big Cody Rhodes is, I mean, since winning Royal Rumble, almost every single house show is being sold out everywhere now because of how big of a draw he is. And now that you have these house shows that are happening in these areas that aren't as big and they don't come very often, everyone wants to go to these now. So yeah, I think Cody win here does help him. The only thing is I'm interested to see where they go after this, because obviously he might be in the World Heavyweight title tournament that concludes at Night of Champions. However, I don't think they'll even put him in there, to be honest. That's kind of topic for another video. But yeah, I'm going to go Cody. You're going to go Cody. On to the next one. And in our next match, we have the megastar Bad Bunny taking on Damian Priest. And who do you have and why?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Damian Priest this time. It just makes the most sense. I mean, Bad Bunny doesn't need a WWE push. He's already a worldwide known person, whether you listen to his music or not at this point. And yeah, I feel like if he were to win, it'd sort of be a slap in the face to Damian Priest. It wouldn't necessarily make him look bad because of the type of match it is. Like, a lot of crazy things could happen in this match because, you know, you don't know what exactly is going to happen in this match. We don't know what it's going to look like exactly. But yeah, I think it makes the most sense for Damian Priest to win. I hope he does win because, I mean, unless it's like a funny thing. If they make it like a funny thing where like somebody comes and helps them, or, you know, it could be a few things they do. But yeah, I kind of hope Damian Priest wins though.
Yeah, before this, obviously this match is a street fight, so at first I was like, that's probably the way they're gonna have Bad Bunny win, is because he's able to use weapons, and that kind of like, it kind of helps him out a little bit. However, being in Puerto Rico and Bad Bunny being very big in the Latin countries and stuff like that, I do think that Damian Priest might win this match. And I think you have Dom, who is one of the biggest heels right now in all of wrestling, gets the most heat out of any wrestler. It's at the point where now he can't even talk on the mic and the crowd is just booing him out the building. And I think if you have Damian Priest beat him here, especially if this is in the main event, which it's arguable whether it is or not, I think that would give him very good heat, and that would help the Judgment Day even more, which helps Finn Balor, maybe whatever he does next, pushes him back up to a big heel. Rhea's already a heel, but she's really likable, so everybody just likes her. However, with all that being said, I am going to go with Bad Bunny still. I think him being just the megastar he is, he's similar to Logan, where Damian's not a big person like how Logan was with Roman, where Roman was obviously going to win for his title, and it's Roman Reigns. But when Logan faced The Miz, it was kind of like, okay, that's a good one to give Logan. It's not somebody who's too big, but it's not somebody who's like a jobber or a no-name. However, Damian's like a mid-level where if Bad Bunny were to beat him, it hurts him a little bit, but probably not too much. So that's why I am going to go Bad Bunny. And with that being said as well, I'm excited to see Bad Bunny again. You haven't seen him in a long time, I'm pretty sure. And last time we seen him, he was pretty good at WrestleMania. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah, but one more thing before we end this segment here is, if they want to push the Dominique thing even more, have him toss the match for Bad Bunny. That would... The crowd would go crazy if Dominique would. You would hear so many boos, and Lord knows what else in the crowd. It would be insane if Dominique would come out and cost him the match, basically.
Yeah, I think this being a street fight, you're definitely going to see some interference from LWO and Judgment Day. Obviously, last night, Bad Bunny seemingly joined the LWO, which kind of made sense. I mean, he's almost like an honorary member already, so it makes sense just to officially put him in the group. I don't know if he's official, but he wore the t-shirt last night, so I'm just assuming he is. We're definitely going to see Rey Mysterio and, like I said, LWO. We're definitely going to see Judgment Day. Dominic, I think that would be another good, like you said, have him have some brass knuckles or like a chain wrapped around his hand, hit Bad Bunny, and let's say him get the win. But yeah, I think this is a really tough one to pick. Like I said, I'm gonna go Bad Bunny. You're gonna go Damian Priest, and on to our last match. And for our final match, we have the 6-man tag match. We have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle taking on the Usos and Solo Sikoa. Who do you have and why?
I'm gonna just keep the belts with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It makes obviously the most sense. I just want them to win. They just won it. I don't know. What I really wish they would do is split the belts and then they both could be champions and then everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That would be best case scenario if that would happen. Because I do really like the Usos. Obviously. Like they're one of my favorites. Like arguably I like them as a team better than I'm like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on a team. Like arguably as a team I like them better. Like as characters as a team.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I really wish they would do is split the belts and then they're both champions. But yeah, it's like a kind of a hard one to pick. But yeah, I'm gonna go Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. I think the way that the Bloodline storyline is going right now, it seems as Roman and Solo and Paul are going to turn on the Usos, especially after the Usos lost their championship match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn last week. I feel like now we're going to push towards a potential tag team match between the Usos versus Solo and Roman, or maybe we see one of the Usos taking on one of them and the other taking the other. So, with that being said, I do think I'm going to go with Kevin Owens, Sami, and Riddle. But I'm gonna go with Jay also taking the pin in particular because I think out of him and Jimmy, Jay has a better potential as a solo star. I don't think they won't ever break up the Usos for good. However, I think there'll probably be a time where Jay will have like a solo run by himself, and Jimmy's kind of just in his corner. I think with Solo saying, "I'm gonna carry my weight, I need y'all to carry y'all's weight now," also kind of seems as if if they do lose, something's gonna happen. And I think what would be even crazier is Roman's not advertised for the show at all. We didn't see him last night on SmackDown. I think if Roman were to come out after the match and be like, "What the hell's going on? Y'all just lost," and then he goes to Solo and is like, "You did your part, you're good," but it has like the Usos line up there and kind of like a standoff between the four. I think that'd be very good. But yeah, now that Usos are on SmackDown, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are on Raw. They have both the tag belts. I would like to see the belts have similar how we have going on with Roman, where he has two of the world champions. Now they had to introduce a new world champion. I'm interested to see where they go with that. I'm interested to see who their next opponents was. Same for the Usos. But yeah, I'm gonna go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle to win this match. But yeah, that was our Backlash predictions video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments who you think will be winning the matches, what your match of the night prediction will be. As this video goes up, it will be tonight, so see you guys tomorrow for results and review of the pay-per-view. Yeah, if you have anything else to say.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. There's a lot of good matches. There's only one match where I see is like it could be like a bust of a match, and that's the Seth Rollins and Omos match. But even that could be interesting if they make it interesting. You just have to add like some, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a director here, but yeah, I think this will be a really good pay-per-view. I'm excited for it, and it makes it even more exciting, being that the draft just happened and people are changing brands. Yeah, I'm just happy to see the. It's not really the first pay-per-view since the draft, because technically they're not drafted yet. They're not like officially a part of the company they got drafted to yet. But it is though. Whoever wins or loses their titles, they still go to that brand as a new champion on that brand, or they retain the belt on that brand. Yeah. So yeah, it's just an exciting pay-per-view because of that.
Yeah, but yeah, I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it this far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.